Thank you for joining me for today's yoga practice, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this practice. We're heading into what's known as Vata season. It's fall, and the weather is getting cool and dry and crisp and windy, and that is what is considered Vata season. And usually, what happens during Vata season is our Vata doshas get out of balance from the other ones. So, a great yoga practice to do in the fall during Vata season is an earth and grounding practice. So that is what I've designed for you guys today. So it's a lot of stabilization where we're really, connecting into the ground with our feet and with our weight and just feeling the impact of that. Now, grounding exercises, grounding yoga poses are also good for anytime you're feeling anxiety or stress. So what I'd like you guys to consider, like throughout this practice and afterwards, is how you can take some of these individual poses and just use them for like a quick 2 to 5 minute reset in the middle of your day. So if you're stressed out, if you're, get this influx of anxiety, I want you to just find a quiet space and go through several minutes of mountain pose or several minutes of child's pose. Just sit or stand in that pose and observe your breathing, do slow, even inhales and exhales. So it's a lot like a mindfulness or a breathing exercise, only we just combined it with the asana, which is the pose, to incorporate the body along with the breath. And that's the thing about yoga. The breath and the body are correlated in everything we do. So I'm going to voice over this yoga practice and cue you guys through the breathing and the grounding points of it. So if afterwards you have any questions, please let me know, and it'll be available for replay and reference. We're going to begin this practice by stepping to the front of your mat, lifting your toes, spreading them, and grounding each toe one at a time into the mat. And you want to keep your feet about shoulder distance apart. When you're in mountain pose, you want to keep your arms open to your sides, straight, long spine, breathing evenly in and out through your nose. And you'll really think about that connection points that your feet are making with the ground. All right, that strong, stable base through your feet, and all of your weight and your energy coming down through that is going to bring your energy down into the ground and give you that grounded feeling. So you can stay in this as long as you need to. Then we're going to go up and on inhale, down to forward fold on an exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, back down to forward fold. And a few breaths there. Inhale, lift, arms overhead, and then we're going to open up to a twist. So we're going to twist just the upper body. Inhale as you lift up, exhale back down. We're going to keep our feet and hips straight. Just do that upper spinal twist and opening of the chest. Always exhale on the way back down. We're going to inhale, lift all the way back up. Exhale down into chair pose and hold this for several breaths. 2 or 3 inhales and exhales on that. And you're going to inhale on the lift back up and exhale down to forward fold. We're going to inhale up again to half lift. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. And on the next exhale, we're going to take that with a twisting and prayer hands. So you're going to line your right elbow with your left knee and just get into that upper twisting of the upper spine. Inhale back up to lift and always center back down. And we're going to step back into warrior. So you want your rear foot to be at about a 90 degrees. And you're going to exhale and press forward, keeping those hips square and those shoulders and arms level. We're going to take several breaths there, and then as we inhale, we're going to lift back. So exhale down, press into the ground, press forward, stretch. Inhale, lift back, press forward, press back. You want to press out in every direction on your warriors. Gives you this big, large presence and a grounded feeling. And then we're going to inhale and take it back to our forward fold. We're going to step back into plank, lower to chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, and lean back and rest on our knees for child's pose. So breathe here, rest your forehead on the mat. You can rest your arms. You don't have to stretch them out. You can allow them to relax and fold into the mat. Take as many breaths here as you'd like. This is a relaxing and restoration pose between the heavier and more intense work. We're going to inhale, lift to tabletop. Switch our feet under and press back into downward dog. And then walk it forward gently to forward fold. Inhale, lift all the way up, and then exhale, come to prayer hands. So that's our series on one side. We're going to repeat the whole thing on the other side. So you're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, you're going to twist right this time. So remember, hips and knees are squared forward. And you're really trying to pull that right arm back to align the back of your shoulders and pull through there for the stretch. Inhale, back down. Lift all the way up and sink into chair pose for 2 or 3 breaths. So strong arms straight forward. Keep those shoulders lifted in line with your ears. Strong neutral spine. Inhale and exhale down to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, and you do your twisting with prayer hands, child's pose, or rather chair pose. Hold that one for several breaths. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold. Recovery position. So we're going to step back, find our warrior on the other side, and press in every direction into that warrior. That's the exhale. You really want that flat alignment on your warrior, as if your body is between 2 panes of glass. So your knee, your ankle, your hip, and your shoulder should all be in a straight line. It's not about the depth or how flexible you are. It's about that straight alignment in yoga. So you're going to inhale, lift that chest open. Exhale, press it out. And then we're going to come forward. For that fold, gently step back to your plank. Chaturanga, knees, chest, chin. Roll back into child's pose. Again, hold this for as many breaths as you need to recover. And then just center yourself and feel grounded. Opening lungs on each one. So you're going to come back up to tabletop, flip your toes under, press into downward dog. Walk it forward gently to forward fold. And you can fold your arms here for a deeper stretch and a more relaxing stretch. So I just cross your arms in a fold and just let your body sink into that pose. It's not about reaching for maximum flexibility. It's about relaxing into the pose. And inhale into the way up. Exhale, prayer hands. And that is the end of the practice. So that was a really short and rushed grounding pose. If you want to make it a longer session, if you want to make it a 20 to 30 minute session, all you really have to do is hold those poses for longer breaths. So you can take 4 to 6 breaths at each of the poses instead of, just one exhale and going immediately into the next one. Or you can do extra rounds of the pose. So when we do Vinyasa, which is when we're in the warrior and we move in and out of that stretching back, you can add more repetitions to that. So instead of doing 3 rounds, you can make it 5 or 6. This isn't supposed to be a heat-generating, high-intensity thing. Yoga isn't. It's supposed to be restoring and grounding, so you don't want to really get yourself revved up. Ideally, what you would do at the end of this practice would be a Shavasana. So if you need to reference Shavasana, if you need to ask me about that, please do. But you would lie in the Shavasana pose, which is lying, on your back. You ground each of your joints, and you want to intentionally feel each of them. Shavasana is probably the most grounding pose you can do. And when you're laying there in a neutral position, just focusing on slow, even inhales and exhales, what you really want to think about is the contact points that your body is making with the floor. So the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, your arms, your hips, the backs of your thighs, the backs of your calves, and your feet. So basically all those touch points where you are connected with the ground, by consciously focusing on that and bringing awareness to that, they make you feel more grounded because you feel that connection with the earth, and you just feel the weight of your body sinking in and giving you this grounded, solid feeling, which when we're anxiety prone, we kind of feel flighty and up in the air. So that's why feeling your body and the weight of your body presence into a strong surface like the ground is such a grounding exercise that brings all that energy back down and helps to balance that back out. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got any questions, please let me know.